Welcome back, everyone, to the College Commute. Tom, how are you doing?
I am doing very well, Alex. Happy Saturday, everybody. How are you doing today?
I'm good. You know,
normal day. It's actually been a pretty good day.
Yeah.
Me and Alex, we woke up. We went to Starbucks. Got Theo a puppuccino. We ran into...
He demolished.
Oh, my God, yeah. And he threw it all over the backseat of the car like
he was tossing that shit around.
There's literally just whipped cream in your back seats now.
Probably,
but that's okay. You know, saw some old teachers. They were very nice.
Very nice. Very nice to catch up.
Nice to see you guys. And then, you know, March Madness Saturdays. As of this moment, we are rocking the first round, second day of games. Me and Alex have money on these games. Things are going well. If you hear our next week's podcast, it's going to sound very similar to this conversation because we're recording them in the same day.
Yeah.
I'm going to get ahead of the rumors on that one.
Don't come at us, okay?
Yeah, don't bother us.
We're prepared.
We live in different parts of the state, okay?
It's tough.
We're juggling a lot right now.
Not like we see each other all the time.
Yeah, we see each other every week. But regardless, we really wanted to touch on professional sports a little bit today because honestly, so much is going on.
Yeah. Illinois to the moon before we continue.
I'll say it. I stuck by. My bracket has Illinois winning the March Madness championship, and this guy, Alex, straight up bailed and picked Iowa.
Yeah, because I messed up, okay? I messed up.
He meant Iowa.
I meant Iowa.
He said Illinois, whatever. I stuck with it because I'm pretty dumb.
We're still sponsored by Illinois.
No,
we're not.
We specifically were not
we're
sponsored
not,
by
right.
Illinois. Illinois, come on the show.
Come on the show.
The whole state.
Jamie, contact Illinois for us.
I love Illinois as a state, personally. Great memories there. Had a good time. Saw the bean.
There you go. All right, yeah, professional sports. We're going to talk about mostly Boston sports.
Yeah, we'll touch upon, there's a lot going on right now in other parts of the league. I would like to touch on one of the bigger issues to give my thoughts and opinions on what's going on in one of the bigger league scandals right now, because I do feel that that is important. And I do think a lot of people are misrepresenting certain things and kind of looking at things in the wrong light. So I do want to touch upon that.
You're going to clear someone's name for them?
Oh, God, no. I'm sending them to prison.
To jail with them.
To jail.
If you don't like Boston teams, if you're a Yankees fan, go to hell, okay?
You're not wanted here.
No, you're really not.
Wanted.
I don't even care if you don't listen ever again.
Come on the show. We'll do a live boxing match.
Yeah, we'll fight you. Like,
I'll
honestly,
do it.
Like,
I'll fight Alex too, but that's not personal. That's just
just
fun.
Maybe we will eventually. Tom's been trying to box me for so long,
and he never has.
No, because he's gonna kick my ass.
We don't know that.
We do know that. Kansas is now winning, by the way.
Oh, I see. Really? Yours is updating so much faster than mine. Oh, it's just updating. Boom. Oh, by 1 point,
I'm
Alex,
faster.
I don't want to hear it.
I'm faster.
This is your house.
What?
Maybe
what does that have to do with
maybe your computer has a better relationship with the Wi-Fi. I have a Mac. Shouldn't mine be better?
No.
I don't know.
All right. Where do you want to start?
All right. We'll start off with the Patriots, I guess, because they have been having a hell of an offseason, spending more money than I could ever hope to see in my entire lifetime.
Yeah. Bill Belichick said, and I took that personally.
He did. So obviously, if you guys are keeping up with sports, you've seen the crazy signings going on. Personally, the one that I am most excited about is Hunter Henry.
Yeah, man's a beast.
I have been a fan of Hunter Henry for years. He is more often than not my tight end in my fantasy football leagues because he is reliable. I trust him. And I just like his personality, to be honest with you. And I'm really excited to bring that to the Patriots. Yeah. And I know he has a good relationship with Bill Belichick, which is huge.
Which is good. Did you see what the other guy we signed was Jonnu Smith? I don't know how to say his first name. Jonnu, maybe?
Jonnu,
I
believe.
Did you see what he said?
I did not.
He said something like he came up with a quote and he was like, the league better watch out. We're not like stopping for anyone or something. I was like, let's go. That's what I like to hear.
I'm very excited for it because he's coming off of the Titans, I believe.
Ooh, and he had a nasty season.
He had a great season, and his head coach was Mike Vrabel. So that tells me he knows how to operate under that New England system because, you know, whether you like it or not, Mike Vrabel is a product of Bill Belichick.
100%. It's not even close.
And I respect the Titans so much. I
love Mike Vrabel.
I love Mike Vrabel. He was the first jersey that I ever personally bought for myself. I went into Marshall's and I saw Mike Vrabel jersey and I got stoked. And I bought it. I bought it so fast. I was very excited to have that. I love Mike Vrabel. The local grocery store near me where I buy my groceries all the time In the bathroom, there is actually a framed picture of Mike Vrabel in front of the urinal. So every time I pee when I go to buy groceries, I'm looking at Mike Vrabel.
Why?
I don't know why it's there, but I love it.
That's awesome.
Hannaford's.
Really?
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing.
Yeah, I swear it's been there for years. Like, it hasn't changed, and I really hope they keep it there forever because I absolutely love to see it. But anyway, our tight ends are going to be insane. We're signing wide receivers,
who are decent.
They're decent. They're not the best, but historically, New England has done very well with decent wide receivers,
And
or even below
tight
average.
ends.
Exactly.
So.
Tight ends is huge. Last I knew, I haven't followed up on it. We were in the process of negotiating with Tampa Bay to get who was the running back?
Ronald Jones?
No.
Fournette.
Fournette, yeah, Leonard Fournette, who I've always had faith in him. I've always liked the story that he has coming out of LSU. He lived with his coach. Definitely a big underdog story that I absolutely love to see in sports. So I do really hope that we could get him on the team. I think he would be a great veteran running back. I say veteran. He hasn't been in the league crazy long, but I feel like he's better.
He feels like a veteran.
He does. It feels like he just really knows how to operate an offense. And I think he's been underrated for quite some time because the team that drafted him really disrespected him. I won't name drop, but I hate you.
It was the Jaguars.
I know. I hate the Jaguars.
I'm here to say Cam Newton to the moon this year, okay? I am holding faith. If Bill Belichick still has faith, I have faith.
Okay, so here is something. I initially was kind of offended at the contract they gave him because it did seem really high. I have a friend of mine who did research for us. So with a $5 million guaranteed...
It was Jamie.
It was Jamie, yeah. With a $5 million guaranteed contract, up to $14 million in incentives, I believe. That's genius because if you really look at the way that Cam Newton was structured, he was going to cost us regardless $5 million in cap for this coming season. So that means whether we had him or not, he was going to cost us $5 million minimum, no matter what we pay. So if we pay him that $5 million, it keeps him happy. It gets him on the team. We give him these incentives that really drive him to compete. And say if we go into the upcoming NFL draft with, we still have some time in free agency, and I do think one of the things we need the most right now is DBs. I think it would really help us with Pat Chung retiring. Stephen Gilmore's probably not sticking around because we don't have the money to sign him. We have a stacked offense. I'd like to see us pick up some good names on the defense. However, I wouldn't be upset if we went into this draft looking for a quarterback to compete against Cam Newton. Because with the contract we've offered him, if we're losing that money anyway, we're not saying he's starting. We're just making it so we're not losing money for no reason. We're giving him a reason to compete, and I would love to get a really good name to come in and try to compete against him. Whether, if that guy can beat out Cam Newton, awesome. Or if we can get that fiery passion back in Cam Newton to come out and compete and get back to like MVP Cam Newton, I think the Patriots could have an outstanding season.
I agree. I completely agree.
So I really love to see what's going on with the Patriots. Don't get me wrong, still a Bucs fan. Still love Tom Brady. I would root for him even if he played for the Bengals. And anyone who knows me knows that I hate the Bengals. Except they drafted Joe Burrow, and that's my guy. And I will stick by Joe Burrow.
I hope he comes back from his injury all right.
I hope he does. I'm really rooting for him. He's nuts. He's one of the greatest college quarterbacks we've ever seen in our lifetime.
Yeah.
I hope he does. He came out of nowhere too, which is beautiful.
Yeah, he really did.
But who do you think you're most excited for the Patriots? I know you're excited about re-signing Cam Newton, and you have a lot of faith.
Not necessarily excited.
You trust him. I do like it. I think he deserved another chance. I don't think. I've always respected Cam Newton. Yeah. I think he deserves to have a chance. And it's hard when you're coming out of the ending that he had in Carolina, coming into a new system like the Patriots, right. And we had players opting out. We didn't have a good offense. There's really nothing he could have done about it. We weren't set up well to succeed.
We also have Josh McDaniels, who can only run an offense with Tom Brady. And he doesn't know how to run a Cam Newton offense. Mm-hmm. But it might help now that he's got his tight end duo again.
Exactly. So. And dude, Cam Newton's built like a tight end. I am excited to see.
We have three tight ends out
exactly.
there.
I'm excited to see the things that this offense will be able to accomplish.
Yeah, I'm excited that they signed Kyle Van Noy again on defense.
That is the most. That's awesome. Yeah. I love that they did that because we traded him away last year for a nothing pick.
Well, we didn't re-sign him because he wanted way too much money. He left. He sucked in Miami, and they didn't want him anymore. So now we signed him for less money than he wanted.
Didn't we get a pick out of it somewhere too?
Maybe we might.
I think I think we traded him to Miami for a pick.
Maybe. But it's because we didn't want to like give him more money.
That's what I'm saying. So we got rid of Van Noy. We got a decent pick, I think. I could be wrong about this. I don't know the specifics. But we get him back a year later. He's still in his prime. He's great. He's fantastic. I love Kyle Van Noy on the Patriots. He's such a versatile player that we have. You know, you can put him at outside linebacker, D-end. It doesn't matter. He's going to get the job done. So that's a huge re-sign. And it really just feels like we have another veteran player being back. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like we're the Patriots again.
That's what I'm saying. We have Julian Edelman. Really hoping he comes back strong this year. That's another thing people are forgetting. We really didn't have him for shit last year.
Yeah. Hopefully, he's not getting too old.
I have faith in him. I think he's a hard worker.
I think he's still got a few years left of prime football.
He's a Dustin Pedroia to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He cares about the Patriots. He's obviously coming back. You know, he cares about that. I'm very excited to see.
Watch, he's gonna end up leaving.
Yeah. I'm gonna look like an asshole. Just having him on the team, I feel like just goes better overall. So I'm happy about that. Overall, I gotta say the Patriots are looking good. How do you think they're gonna finish next year, though?
I think they will make the playoffs again.
You do?
But I really don't think they're a Super Bowl team.
I don't see a Super Bowl.
I just can't see them beating the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Right now, with the Chiefs and Bucks, they are dominating at a level that we have not seen since the Patriots were in their prime domination levels.
And I don't think there's no way this Pats team is going to be the one to beat them.
I don't think so. I think they're strong enough to make it to the playoffs. I don't see them beating the Chiefs.
No.
As far as the AFC goes, I guess there's really not that many other teams that I could see that are like a huge threat. But also, like how are the Bills going to come out? Because I
don't think we'll beat the Bills in the
I don't know
in the division.
No.
So we're still not even going to win the division.
No, we
can. There's a chance.
There's a chance we make wild card as one of like the higher play. We might go 1-1 with the Bills. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're not gonna sweep the Bills. The Bills are very good, which as a lifelong Patriots fan sucks seeing the Bills win. But at the same time,
I like Josh Allen.
It's hard not to like the Bills.
I love Josh Allen.
I've liked the Bills realistically since Tyrod Taylor was at quarterback.
Yeah.
Because Tyrod Taylor was never like a lights out quarterback. But he was just so fun to watch.
Yeah.
He was, I don't know what it was. He was absolutely exciting to watch. Playing Madden, dude, you could be ripping off like 80-yard touchdowns with the guy like nothing.
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor, like him. Josh Allen, I like him. Things are going good. What's up, buddy? No, you're good. Come on.
Matt just came home.
My bad.
Matt, say hi on the podcast.
How's it going?
And Theo's barking at him. Sam's here too.
Matt, dude.
It's a party.
What's up, Sam? All right, Matt. What do you think about Cam Newton coming back to the Patriots?
I'm scared.
Scared?
Matt's scared.
All right. You feel it's okay? It's pretty good.
Give him the weapons that he's getting.
That's what I'm saying. We got a strong offense coming in. I'm looking forward to it. No, yeah, dude, he's never had a good wide receiver at Carolina. He had like two, and one of them hated him. Who was that guy that treated him like a piece of shit?
I have no idea.
There was one wide receiver who openly like wanted to be traded away.
Speaking of treating people like shit.
Is it time? Is it
It's
time?
time. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay. So this is going to be a deep topic. I just want to get into it. There's a lot of things going on right now, and a lot of people are confused with what's going on. Deshaun Watson is clearly stirring up a lot of trouble in the NFL right now. Last I've checked, he's up to 12 women accusing him of sexual assault and sexual harassment.
Go to jail.
I just want to say my formal stance on this. I have respected Deshaun Watson his entire career. I do want to publicly speak out against his actions. I understand innocent until proven guilty, but in situations like this, I will side with the victim on that.
All day long.
Especially, in those numbers. And
I wanted him on the Patriots at first.
I did, and now I want him nowhere near my team.
Yeah, go away.
If his career is ruined by this, that's fine. That's a lot of people speaking out against you. So, even if it was one, don't get me wrong. If it was one person, I'm not going to go against what they're saying. I'm curious to see how it plays out, and I'm interested in the process. But you have to understand that it is a touchy subject, and I don't want Deshaun Watson on my team.
Do you think that people that have this happen, do you think they should not be allowed to play anymore?
I think so.
I think there's way too many people in the NFL currently that have gone through this, and they're still making millions of dollars.
I think the problem is when you're in such a rich and prominent position in professional sports, you have almost like an extra level of security. So the things that these people are doing, if someone we know who's just like a very normal person were to get into this kind of trouble, their life would be over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you're in the NFL, you have such an extra level of security. Like if you look at people like Ray Rice knocked out his, super famous one. He knocked out his wife in an elevator, right? And the league acted like they didn't know what happened. And then it turned out the league had the video the whole time. They knew what happened.
Oh yeah, of course they knew.
And they didn't officially speak out or take action on it until everyone knew that they had the video. So despite knowing what happened, so they could keep their rankings, they could keep their, their power team together on the Ravens, they acted like nothing happened. And I really think that sets a horrible precedent for the integrity of sports.
I agree.
And it really makes the league as a whole look awful. So, you're not punishing things like that until people publicly know that you have that information.
Right.
And not to harp on like the Deflategate situation, but you're going to fine $1 million, make a quarterback sit out because his balls were slightly underinflated, but you're literally doing nothing about domestic violence or like sexual assault or anything. And you're just sweeping that under the rug because you like these talented players.
Yeah, because it'll hurt their ratings if they can't play anymore.
I don't care about the NFL's ratings.
Nope, don't care.
I would much rather support a league that it has integrity on these things. And obviously there's so many different things in the league that people disagree on. We have people kneeling for the anthem. We have people not kneeling for the anthem. But I genuinely think that every single person with a heart and a brain can look at the mishandling of situations when it comes to these players and they're off the field. Like a couple weeks ago, you had that one player who literally beat his girlfriend almost to death. She was in the hospital and he was still practicing with the team.
Right.
There needs to be a much swifter action to figure this out. And like, I am fully for a full legal process. If you want to investigate it, that's fine. If you want to really figure out what's going on, I fully support that.
Yeah.
But you need to do that right away, and you cannot let them keep playing in games while that's going on.
I agree. Completely agree.
I think whoever handles these situations, Roger Goodell, you're terrible. You should resign.
That guy's
and
such
I hate
a clown. Our official stance: Deshaun Watson should go to jail.
I don't. Okay, so I do. I want to see fair and legal trial. I do. But in the meantime, I don't want to sit there and make excuses for him and say it's a money grab. I really want to see this played out fair, and I want to see justice served. Whether, if he is in the right, I want justice to be in favor of him. But, I really want the right thing to happen there. So I do hope the league handles this appropriately.
I agree.
It was a little deep.
But moving on.
But I wanted to get on to that. To step away from football for a minute, honestly, I also want to touch on something that is very near and dear to mine and Alex's hearts.
Let's do it.
Brad Stevens.
Goodbye.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. He's gotta go.
As of right now in the news, there are rumors circulating that he has tried to resign twice now, which is fucking nuts. I hope he does resign. But he also...
Sorry, everyone.
It's all right, Theo. He also just called the team meeting, so hopefully within the next week, Brad Stevens will be gone.
Did you see his quote, though?
No, what was his quote?
He said something like, I've become a masshole. I drink Dunkins, and I root for the Patriots.
Okay, first of all, as someone who's
he's like an alien being like, I do Boston things.
Yeah,
Dunkins.
That's a real Mark Zuckerberg move there.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't trust it. I've lived in Massachusetts my whole life. I don't like Dunkin' Donuts. Do I drink their coffee? Yes. Do I eat their food? Yes. Just because it's fucking everywhere, dude. I don't have a choice.
Dunkins.
Me and Alex drove a half hour this morning to go get Starbucks because it sounded good and we had the time.
Yeah, because we're bougie.
Don't like Dunkins. Don't like Mark Wahlberg. And
okay, screw you for that one, but
dude, Mark Wahlberg is overrated.
Move on. Back to Brad Stevens.
I don't care that you root for the Patriots. I've lived in Massachusetts my whole life. My whole life, I've also been a Vikings fan. This past season, I rooted for the Bucks because I wanted to see them win. I'm still a lifelong Patriots fan. Don't get me wrong, but you telling me that you root for the Patriots and drink Dunkins and you're a asshole? Shut up.
In the words of Nick Capra, don't care.
Still
don't care.
I want him gone.
Yeah, he's got to go.
I had a lot of respect for him a couple years ago.
Bro, we have like 3 All-Stars on our team, and we're like under 500 right now.
Terrible.
It's unreal.
We have probably the most potential, like high potential team in the league right now.
Besides like the Nets.
Yeah, but okay.
Get out of here with the super teams.
I'm talking young potential. You know what I'm saying? I think we have a very good lifeline ahead if we can take care of the team and win games now. But these young players that we have who are very successful aren't going to want to fucking stay if we can't win games now.
No.
And it's very upsetting. We need to figure that out from the top. And oftentimes you'll see if you have a team with great weapons, it's not the team, it's not the players that's setting you up for failure. It's your coaches, it's your front office. And as we see with the Celtics, the staffing and the front office is holding this team back right now. And
Danny Ainge has got to go too.
I agree.
Bro, people think that he's like a mastermind for like drafting Jason Tatum. That was lucky.
Yeah.
That was lucky that he ended up being the best like pick in that draft.
It's a Tom Brady situation. No one would have predicted it happen.
Right.
I mean, I'm not putting Jason Tatum up to Tom Brady's standard, but just the idea that it was not intentional. Right. He didn't like pick it out. It worked out very well, and everyone's happy that it worked out, and everyone like loves him. But like, it's like that guy in the office that has like a really good sales week, right? And then the next year, all you hear about how good that week was. Like, what are you doing now?
Nothing.
I don't care about how good your sales were a year ago. That's cool that you had a great week. But what are you doing right now that's like following up on that? And right now with the Celtics, it is nothing. It is embarrassing
Absolutely
to watch.
Nothing.
And I want them both gone.
Yeah, I agree.
Can I get some hearts in the chat for firing these people?
Yeah. Do you think so? Tom wanted to make this bold prediction potentially. Well, see, here's the problem with Brad Stevens, right? Is that the playoffs are coming up.
I agree.
So if he doesn't leave in the next week, I think he'll be here for the rest of the season.
I think there's a good chance in the next week and a half he'll be gone. I really do.
All right. I'm for it, but
I would like to see it, and I think there's so much heat coming on to the Celtics now.
Right.
I think early on in the season, people were really letting it slide, but the frustration has been building so much on how badly the Celtics have been handling this entire season that I think people are really starting to bring more attention to how poorly he's doing.
We want Brian Scalabrine to be coach.
I do. I would love that.
That'd be so funny. All right. I want to talk about the Red Sox now.
I would love to.
Because I think that they have a very underrated roster. I know they were so bad last season, and they haven't changed a lot, but they have Alex Cora coming back as head coach. And I just feel like the feel around the team and the dynamic is changed a lot, and I think they're going to be okay.
Look, if you give me the bench warmers team from the movie with fucking all those, like Rob Schneider in them, and you put Alex Cora
as the coach
in charge, I have full faith.
Yeah,
Alex Cora is the heart and soul of what we know in the past few years of the Red Sox.
I'm just saying this wouldn't be the first time that Alex Cora came to the Red Sox where the team placed pretty much last in the MLB the season before, and then they won the World Series that year. Would not be the first time.
Alex Cora is through and through a Red Sox. I knew he was going to come back the second we got
I trust
rid of
that
him.
man with my life.
I do.
Don't even know him.
I don't either. I met him once, actually.
I hate you.
I know. I was really brief. I was checking him into a conference that I was working
That's
at.
kind of cool.
It was pretty cool. I also met like Chip and Joe from like the TV show.
Oh, yeah.
And the CEO of LinkedIn. But
That is such a weird combination of people.
It was a big marketing conference. There was a ton of people there. Pretty cool, though. I got to check in Alex Cora. Oh, you know who else I fucking checked in? Brad Stevens. Should have spit in his
I was going to say, spit in his face. Get the fuck
out of here.
Bro,
You know,
remember when Brad Stevens first came, I was so excited.
It was like 2 years ago, so there was still a pretty high level of respect going for him at the time.
Okay, an unpopular opinion. I love Red Sox season, like, over the summer.
So good.
When it's not even like going to games, but when it's like 7 at night and the Red Sox are playing on TV, but it's still like nice out and like
Warm.
you're kind of like watching it. We're not really paying attention because like it's kind of boring, but like kind of fun at the same time.
It's the most underrated sports time of the year. I think
love it,
it's like
yeah.
a 7 p.m. warm, breezy summer Red Sox game.
And that's all we're gonna have to bet on this summer. So
I'll be betting on every game. I'll be there. Hopefully COVID figures itself out, and I'll be able to eventually see some Red Sox
I mean,
games
it's outside,
again.
so
It is true, and I'm vaccinated, so we're feeling good.
Yeah.
Everyone go get your vaccines if you can. I understand it's hard right now, but
Yeah.
do your best.
I'll get it once I can.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard right now. Everyone's trying their best.
But yeah, so
Excited for the Red Sox to
if
just...
Nate Eovaldi comes back and is good, then we might be all right.
And God forbid, this is needed and desired, Chris Sale.
Please,
He's there. If he is healthy...
where is he right now?
Dude, he's just been going through injuries.
He's not even in spring training. I don't think.
Really?
I think he's still injured.
Why?
I don't know what that man's doing.
Dude, I'm I always get so hesitant to buy like jerseys and stuff like that.
And you did though.
And I did because it was Chris Sale. So like, how am I going to go wrong? And he's been my pitcher for years now.
He did win us a World Series.
Except Porcel.
Yeah. I love Rick Porcello.
Porky. That's what I call him.
Okay.
Porcel. Keep it short. Keep it sweet. Give him his little nicknames because he was my guy and everyone doubted me. I rooted for him so hard for a whole season. Everyone told me I was stupid. And then you remember what happened that season? Lights out. He had a great season.
He was like, dude.
Rick Porcello is the fucking man. I rooted for him and then I only abandoned him. I didn't abandon him fully. I still had faith in him. He left. Chris Sale filled the void in my heart.
Yeah.
And I love Chris Sale. I will never not love Chris Sale, and I just want to see him do well again.
Bro, that season that we had, the year that we won the World Series, and our pitchers were Chris Sale, David Price, prime Nate Eovaldi, and prime Rick Porcello. It was unreal. It was lights out. We had like 4 all-star pitchers, and it was...
Kelly?
Oh, yeah, and we had Kelly.
Joe Kelly.
Bro, it was unreal.
That was and, we grew up through the old Red Sox World Series. We've seen all of them in the past 100 years. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the most dominant Red Sox teams that I've ever seen there. It's nostalgically, it is hard to compare it back to the old days. Big Papi,
Jason Varitek.
Yeah, those were the
Jonathan Papelbon.
Oh my God, those were the days.
Dun, 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 dun.
I still have somewhere in my house like the World Series rings.
Yeah.
Because I bought them because I was just so excited to see that happen back.
I feel like there's nothing more exciting than a Red Sox in the World Series.
It's unbeatable. And maybe it's because they went so long without doing it. And maybe because it is a little bit far and few in between. But if you think about it, like early on in life, we were so spoiled with how often the Red Sox, the Celtics, the Bruins, and the Patriots were winning championships. We had a 12-year stretch of absolute glory. Realistically, that's still we're still doing it because it hasn't been that long.
The Bruins are nasty.
That's what I'm saying. If, as of right now, their entire team is in COVID protocol. So the next 2 weeks are a little rough and I'm nervous about that. But we have a great team. And if, God forbid, if we were able to get a championship in the next 2 years out of them, or if the Celtics get their life together, or if the Red Sox get their life together,
that'd be unreal.
We can continue the complete reign of
I also just feel like there's never a year where there's always at least one team that's in the running.
I agree.
Like now it's the Bruins and the Celtics. The Celtics I don't even think really have a shot, but the Bruins have a good shot to run for the Stanley Cup again.
They started so hot, and I would love to see that.
Yeah. So there's always one team in the running. I don't think there's ever been a year where every single team missed the playoffs.
No.
Where other places, I'm sure that happens.
It happens yearly for a lot of places.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Fuck, that must suck.
I can imagine.
Imagine not having good sports teams.
We're spoiled. We really are. We have literally so much going for us as far as sports goes, and I love it. I love every single second of it. And life is good. And then, you go to UMass, you get the UMass hockey team, and there's really always something for us to be excited about. And even if, it's not the best, we have the potential to be excited about.
Now, even I like watching golf.
Oh, I love
and I like to root for people.
I got my golfers.
You know what is an underrated sport to watch?
What?
Tennis.
Dude, tennis? Have you ever played tennis?
Yeah.
So fun.
It's hard.
It's very hard,
but it's so
hard.
I
fun,
have
though.
Mad respect for those people.
It feels so good to get a successful volley going, though.
Bro, I can never get it past 3 volleys and then we fuck it up and hit it over the fence.
Yeah, I used to mess around in a front yard when I was a kid playing tennis. Always had a good time doing it. Really, all sports are fun to watch. I've had some of the best times at Revs games. I cannot wait to go back to a Revs game one day.
I love watching the Olympics.
So good.
Literally, if the Olympics are on, just the vibes that the Olympics get off is amazing.
So look,
it doesn't matter what sport's on.
There are certain sports that I put into one category, and I love football. Football will always be my sport. I love the Super Bowl, but nothing will touch the category of just long-term competitions. We have March Madness, we have the Olympics, we have the World Cup. These 3 things give off the greatest times ever. I don't care if it's the Winter Olympics, the Summer Olympics. Bring them back. We're going to Japan. We're going to have the Olympics back soon enough. I love it.
This summer, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, this summer. They're doing the Summer Olympics.
In Japan. And I love this so much because when you just have it just makes you feel so much pride for your country because sometimes we do things, we're kind of the Bond villains of the world. We're doing a lot. Yeah. When it comes to sports, I always I just feel so good looking at like the United States do well. Obviously, March Madness doesn't count in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? And I guess in the World Cup, not really because they're garbage at soccer. But regardless,
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
More often,
Women's World Cup though.
Oh,
they're
so
winning
good! Oh
every
my
single
god,
time.
dude!
They don't lose.
Women's soccer team does not get enough credit for how good they are.
They
Guys,
do not lose.
Watch women's sports, dude. They're nuts.
Honestly,
These girls are so impressive.
Yeah.
Also, NCAA with the women's tournament going on. Figure it out. Give them a weight room.
Honestly.
Jesus, I was going through the Twitter thread, and this guy was genuinely like, "I'm so confused. I don't get it because like." What girls like really want to like lift weights? Like I get they like working out and staying in shape, but like who wants to like lift heavy? Aren't they worried about being bulky? And I was like, what year are you living in?
Bro,
what year?
bulky chicks are in.
Oh, not even bulk. That's just not how it works, dude. These women are professional
Right, they
athletes.
need to
They're
work
D1.
out, like,
they
right.
lift.
They need to be strong.
Some of the best clients that I have ever trained in a gym have been women. They lift weights. They're great at it. I swear to God, people are still living in the 60s when
Bro,
it comes
those
to women
CrossFit
athletically.
classes that we were in,
Those girls
women could kick my ass.
They were smoking us daily, and I love to see it. And like, can we just
Bro, they
start?
didn't break a sweat.
No.
We were like dying on the ground.
How
crying.
is it 2021 and people are not respecting women in
I have
sports
no
still?
idea. I don't
And
know.
don't get me wrong, I am fully realistic to the idea that like a lot of things are, you know, income based, right? Like obviously the men's like basketball, like the NBA is making a lot more money than WNBA because it has more merch sales, more people
Right.
watching. But also when I think about it, like if you think about how a college operates, right? Say if you go to a school like LSU, their volleyball team is probably losing money because it cost money to run the program and they're probably not bringing in nearly as much. But the men's football team is making so much money
so
that you
much
take
money.
out of that fund to help pay for things so the volleyball team can still operate and do things, right? Because it's a team.
Right.
And I really think there should be some kind of partnership within the NBA and the WNBA to kind of foster more growth for them because you have such a popular sport in the NBA and then you have women's basketball who has so much potential. These girls are freak athletes who do not get nearly enough respect.
Bro, they're
And-
out there fucking sinking
Yeah.
threes.
And I'm not saying you got to like siphon, you know, paycheck money from people like LeBron James to give to him, but there is money to help foster growth within the women's sports.
How
league.
have we not talked about this? LeBron James is a part owner of the Red Sox.
Huge.
I hate that.
I see.
I don't like him.
What if it's setting up for him to come to the Celtics? Then how would you feel?
No, he's not.
He could. He could. You don't know.
You
don't
don't
know.
know. Bro, I thought he was a fucking Yankees fan, like die hard. He was at a Cleveland Indians game and was wearing a Yankees hat, and he's from Cleveland.
Yeah, that was disrespectful.
Well, not from Cleveland,
That was
but
real
from-
disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie.
Is he going to do that at a Red Sox game?
I hope not.
People will beat his
He
ass.
can't. You can't, dude. They would kick him off.
never know.
Yeah, that's true. That would suck.
But why the Red Sox though? Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's
there's got to
why,
be a reason behind it.
that's what
but-
I'm saying. There has to be some deeper reason as to
I'm
why you
sure.
would pick the Red Sox.
Well, I think it's just because he sees the potential there.
But look, I
there's
don't
also just a lot of money in it.
I don't like LeBron that much because of a lot of his antics.
Right.
I respect him as
I mean,
it's
yeah,
hard.
He's nasty.
Hey,
I
you
agree,
you
like-
respect his career. Sometimes he does really good things. Like, don't get me wrong, he does so much for charity. And I say I like LeBron. There's just certain instances that make him less enjoyable to me. But overall, I can't say that he has a great career. He's done so much for the community, and he gets openly disrespected for so many things that I
Yeah.
don't think he did. Like, shut up and dribble. Shut up, lady. Leave him alone. That was rude.
Yeah.
Hated that. But I do think when you have a mind that, or a name that's that big in sports, coming on to be a part owner of a local team for us, the Boston Red Sox, even though there's times I don't like LeBron, his name is huge in the world. It's LeBron James. Everyone in the entire universe knows who LeBron James is.
Right.
If we met aliens on Mars, they would know who LeBron James is. Having that kind of power backing our team, I
That's true.
think could be very successful for us long term.
True.
Granted, I don't know the details of his part ownership. I don't know if he's a minority owner or I am assuming he's not a majority owner. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
However, having his name on that board of people, I like to see it. I trust it, and we're excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So in conclusion, we love sports. This is what we live for. Cam Newton to the moon. Deshaun Watson to the bin. Red Sox to the moon. Celtics, I don't care
Danny
anymore.
Ainge, Brad Stevens to the bin.
I just don't even care anymore.
It's really hard to like be excited about them right now.
Yeah.
There's nothing for me, honestly,
Give me
for the Celtics.
your one strong, to wrap this up, your one strong take for the NFL season. Like, just for any team. Any team.
Any team? All right, I really want to think back on what some of the big signings are. And I'll say it, dude, I think the Cardinals are making it deep into the playoffs.
Okay.
They're just doing nuts. You got Chandler Jones, you got JJ Watt, you got freaking there's just so and I think you give Kyler Murray a good chance. And I shit on him at first when JJ Watt first went to the Cardinals. You saw our group chat. I was very confused. I was very upset about it. It didn't make sense. Seeing now that the team that they're building, I have a lot of faith in the Cardinals to do pretty. I don't think they're going to be able to knock out the Bucs or the Chiefs. Don't get me wrong.
You never know.
But I do think the Cardinals are going to be the team to watch this upcoming season.
I think my strong take, Bills are winning the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yep. They're winning it. This is the year.
I'd like to see it. I won't lie. I'd like to see the Bills do well. But as much as I want to see the Bills do well, nothing brings me more joy and excitement than seeing Tom Brady ruin the Bills' life.
That would be an awesome Super Bowl.
Imagine you got Bills, Brady, and you know how excited the Bills are? They're like, thank God, dude, Tom Brady's finally off of the fucking Patriots. We can finally win the fucking division. And they show up to the Super Bowl to face Tom Brady playing in the NFC, who just knocks their head off again.
Yep.
You can't tell me that wouldn't be
It'd
delightful.
Be awesome. Yeah, it'd be awesome. All right, Tom, send them home. What do you got for today?
All right, guys. Again, Monday morning. This is being released. If you're listening today, you might be going to work. You might be doing classes all day. Remember to look at everything as a whole. Take a deep breath. Enjoy your day a little bit. And, take some time for you today. Even if that's just a 20-minute walk outside. Get some vitamin D. Keep on keeping on and have a great week.